This episode is brought to you by
JG
Graybill!
Woo! Now enjoy the episode.
This is All Sports All the Time, episode 135, and if you're watching on YouTube, you'll notice that Parker and Luke are not sitting next to me. There is a blonde-haired person to my left, which is normal, but we are joined by Gunnar and Jaylen for the first 30 minutes of this episode. So do you guys want to introduce yourselves with your name, your favorite team, favorite athlete, and favorite whoopie pie flavor?
Whoopie pie.
All right. So, yeah.
What?
Never had one.
Weird start.
Okay.
Get him a whoopie pie.
Yeah, so my name's Gunnar Swanger. Favorite team, got a lot of them, but I'd probably say the Birds. Go Birds. Whoopie pie flavor. I work at a little, we kind of make subs, and it's like a grocery store. We have these pumpkin flavored ones. Very good. Highly recommend them. Was there anything else I had to say?
No, you nailed it.
All right. How about you, Jay?
Natural.
My name's Jaylen Frank. Favorite sports team is Boston Celtics, and favorite whoopie pie flavor. Never really had one, but red velvet ones look pretty good.
Just appearance.
Yeah, just appearance-wise.
Okay. That's safe to say. Today we're going to be doing Second Take, which basically is the same concept as First Take, just not quite as good because it's not on ESPN. So we'll jump right into it. 3 minutes of topic. Our first topic, who's the MVP this year, Embiid or Jokic? Jaylen, would you like to make the first statement?
Joel Embiid is the MVP of so far this season, and I think it's pretty clear why. In 40 games, averaging 20, 29, 11, and 4, and let's just not ignore the fact he doesn't have his top side partner, top 10 defender NBA, Ben Simmons. He has Tobias Harris, who has shown all throughout the season he's inconsistent, doesn't come up when they really need him to. Not to mention his health. He can't stay healthy. And, his coach, Doc Rivers, who I think one of the most overrated coaches in NBA history, is not using the right system. He's just sitting out there. Not that Embiid's not a good shooter. I think he's shooting something like 36% from three, which is great. I'll say, yeah, great for a big man, but, he doesn't really just put him in the post as much as he should. Still believe that. Is Nikola Jokic having an MVP, historic season? Yes. When you look at their situations, Joel Embiid is having a better season. I know, and now most people say Jokic is because of the assist and the rebounds. When you look at overall scoring, it's Embiid, defending it. The really only thing you can always say Jokic is better at is probably maybe passing. I think he's better at getting steals. Everything else you can't tell me.
Including rebounds.
Maybe rebounds.
Right.
That's closer than people think.
So you wanted to bring up health and supporting cast. Embiid's supporting cast right now is miles clear of whatever Jokic has. It's not even close. Do you want to know who Jokic's supporting cast is? His second leading scorer is Will Barton, a career 10-point-per-game scorer. And then you got Aaron Gordon, who's he's having a little bit of a revival season. Very mid. And his third leading scorer is Monte Morris, 12 points per game. However, for Embiid, I know Tobias Harris is a little inconsistent. He's still averaging 19 per game. Tyrese Maxey, I will say, one of the most underrated young players in the league.
He is.
Love him.
I like Maxey.
Go UK, go Blue. Seth Curry even. Seth Curry is
also
averaging...
streaky.
I still think he's probably a top 3 shooter in the league. Seth Curry is their fourth leading scorer, averaging 15.4. He's averaging more than Denver's second leading scorer. And back to the health thing of, they're missing Ben Simmons. He's missing Jamal Murray and MPJ, and he's still doing all this. Records-wise, there is a little bit of a difference, but it's only 3 games. Denver sits, 28-24, 6th seed in the West. Embiid's 31-21, 5th seed in the East.
While Embiid's also in the best conference in the NBA, arguably. Nets, Celtics, Raptors, Sixers, the Knicks.
Depth-wise, sure. Knicks aren't up there, but depth-wise, yeah, I'd give that to you. Top of the conferences, though, I'm going the West. Those top 3 teams are ridiculous.
Plus, I think Embiid's just overall more skilled. I think, Hakeem Olajuwon, or not Hakeem Olajuwon, Joel Embiid, I was going to say.
He's like Hakeem.
Yes, exactly. That's why I said Hakeem Olajuwon. When you watch him, he's like, not fully but, his post moves, footwork, he's just so
But
skilled.
this-
Not that Jokic.
I'm sorry.
I love Jokic.
This season that we're seeing from Jokic right now is probably the most impressive season of all time, and it really shouldn't be close.
I
his-
have.
I'm gonna go to PER. Okay,
Yeah.
33.25. That's first in NBA history. Second is Giannis, who was I think 31.8 or something like that, and that was 2019-20, where he had his MVP and DPOY season. Again, considering one of the great seasons of all time. There's not like you brought up the points that are a little bit down. I'm sorry, but 3 points difference, and then he's creating all those extra assists and getting rebounds. He's leading his team in every major statistical category. Like, come on.
Well,
It's-
I'll say I do have Jokic at 2.
Mm.
I have it's like a
As you
1A,
should.
1B. But if you ask me, hey, I'm saying Embiid.
But
And I love Nikola Jokic.
that-
There's
that-
nothing
I just
against
think-
him, but
I just think what he's doing right now is too much to overlook.
especially and that's Embiid's just different though. And you watch him, both of them are. You got to give Embiid credit, especially the Ben Simmons drama. That's the main thing about it. When you don't have I get Jokic doesn't have Jamal Murray or Michael Porter Jr. We know Michael Porter Jr. is injury prone. Everybody knows that. They overpaid him way too much, way overpaid. But I mean, do you think Embiid would have won MVP last year if he was healthy?
If he was healthy like the whole way through.
If he was healthy the whole way of the season, do you think he would have MVP? I think
Honestly, I think he could. It would have been. It's like what's happening right now. It would be just like that.
I think
Because last year it was a little more clear that Jokic was going to win just because of health wise, and his team I think did a little better. But now with Embiid's team doing a little better and they're both healthy, I think it's a lot closer. I'd still give it to Jokic though.
I think the argument under was Jaylen saying Embiid's just different.
It's
So
just different. But he
You-
compared him
you
to
can't
Hakeem.
compete with that
Jokic is the
being different.
definition of different. Have you seen anybody like Jokic? No. Who have you seen like
He's
Embiid?
unique.
Hakeem. I'm gonna
that's
watch
a
it. I'm gonna watch
very,
Jokic.
very great comparison.
It is.
Teaser for another topic.
Exactly.
A little high on Hakeem Olajuwon over here. Speaking of people Jalen's high on, Malik Willis is a top quarterback prospect in this year's draft, and Jalen has called him, quote, the young GOAT.
Young goat. I'm telling you.
Gunnar, would you like to give
Listen,
your thoughts on
I
young
think-
GOAT?
I think honestly, he's a great talent and the potential's there. I do have a question for you. You compared him to Lamar. Do you think he has the ability to play like Lamar?
I think. Okay, now see, I told Owen this other day when I saw him in the hallway. It all depends. I even texted this to our group chat. All depends where he ends up. Okay, if he ends up in a place like Sam Darnold ended up on the Jets. Okay, he was expected to be the guy to save their franchise. Is that who Sam Darnold is? No, that's Malik Willis. Can't be that guy. I mean, if he's brought into a team like, I'll say the Washington football team, which they need a quarterback. Who's kind of like, okay, we expect you to kind of save us because we need a quarterback. Will he do well? Maybe, but I don't think he'll succeed as much as he would in a place like Pittsburgh, where Pittsburgh's kind of a place like, okay, we need a quarterback, but we're not necessarily in win now mode because they still need an offensive line, cornerback's one of their big needs, even receiver is one of their big needs. He was in a place like Pittsburgh where they actually, I think you could even make the argument they focus more on quarterback development than Washington does. That could be another argument for a different day. But I'm telling you, if Malik Willis ends up in the right situation, I think he'll be Lamar Jackson with an arm. I saw a stat today that I think they had like some like little combine yesterday. Like he was there, Sam Howell was
Senior
there.
Bowl, yeah.
Yeah, that. They were like tracking like the miles per hour when they throw the ball. Like they said, when he threw it in the air, that thing went 77 miles an hour. I was like, wow. I'm not even lying. I'll look up the stat. I swear. I'm not even lying. I'll have to like look it up.
That's crazy.
But it was like it was like NFL Rookie Watch or something like that. Like he threw it. They said it traveled 77 miles an hour. He has a cannon for an arm. I just think he needs to end up in a place where they focus on his development, and he has to get just in the right situation. I do think he'll be like great.
Great.
Yes, I do.
So right situation has to be Philly, right?
How he would do
No,
it.
I
How he
think
would do it.
Jalen Hurts is the guy.
I know. I want Jalen Hurts another year still. That's We're going a little bit off topic there, but
No, that's always expect the unexpected.
it seems like a
Harry
highway
Roseman.
pick. I'm sorry. But
He's-
come on.
Yeah.
I do think in Washington he could succeed
I think
as long because the real knock on Washington actually isn't even like their play as much as it is their toxic ownership.
Yeah.
I think you get Dan Snyder out. I don't like Washington, but they can definitely be a good like playoff team for the next 5 years. They have a lot of young talent there.
Is Pittsburgh the best landing spot for free agent or rookie quarterback?
Right now, no. Buccaneers.
Well, okay, that's a good
Buccaneers.
one.
No.
What do you
I
mean, no?
think Pittsburgh is better.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it
Off
depends.
to-
Well, I
say-
mean, the
I'd say-
Buccaneers, look how many free agents they have.
That's what I was gonna. I would say
That's why-
if they sign back like
Yeah.
Godwin, and I don't know who else is big, but if they get Godwin back,
They
why
have-
wouldn't you want to go there?
They have Godwin. I think Gronk's probably going to retire.
Yeah,
Dominican
that one's done.
Sue's going to retire. Who else do they have? They have a ton of defensive players. If you're the Buccaneers, I don't know why you wouldn't, just trade. I would honestly rather trade for Jimmy Garoppolo. Just run with him for a couple of years and just draft defense and then just draft a rookie quarterback and just have to go through the whole process of having him struggle for a couple of years. Don't have too many weapons. Like if Godwin leaves, yeah, I mean you have Mike Evans, but you can't just have him.
Mhm.
But I do think if Malik Willison's up in the right situation, he'll be the best. Now Pick is my QB1, but that's only competition wise because competition doesn't matter, which is why I don't understand why some people had Zach Wilson over Justin Fields. We'll never, and I'm a Michigan fan. We'll never, but I don't understand how people had Zach Wilson over Justin Fields because I do think competition's important. So that's why I pick it. Pick it also, I think, you can tell in certain quarterbacks through the ball they have that zip to it. I think, Pickett just has a slightly better arm.
78 mile per hour is it? Maybe. Instead of 77.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's tough to tell sometimes. Gunnar thinks that Kentucky is the best basketball team in the country. Do you have some stats to back that up?
Oh, I sure do.
Okay, yeah,
Owen.
figured.
I sure do. All right. So every single one of their starters right now is in double-digit scoring per game. They're arguably, I'd say their worst starter right now is junior Keon Brooks. He's averaging over 10, and he just dropped 27 on Kansas on the road. That win is the most impressive of the season of any games we've seen. And so they beat Kansas by 20 on the road, a place where Bill Self has less losses than Big 12 titles since he's gotten there, which is absurd. So I think they had 15 losses under Bill Self coming into that game. After that, of course, it goes to 16, but that's just ridiculous. That's also a nod to Bill Self. He's a great coach. But Oscar Tshiebwe,
He is good.
best
Yeah,
best
he is.
player in college basketball.
I don't know about
Best
that.
player in college
I don't
basketball.
know. He's top 5. I don't know if he's the best.
Best
I'll
player.
take. Well, I'm not taking Chet Holmgren over him
Mhm.
because Paulo Banchero maybe.
No.
Maybe.
Maybe like in the
Okay,
if we're going
if
upside,
one's-
sure, but not.
If
not right now.
one that I can say I would for sure take over him, Jaden Ivey from Purdue.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
In the draft,
Okay.
sure. Draft's different than in college, though.
The
The only one even close. The only one even close is Kofi. Or Kofi. I already said from
Yeah.
Illinois.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have good guards. I like Washington a lot. I think he'll probably be a lottery pick.
Mhm.
You guys are a team. Yeah, you're good. But when you go up, and I'm telling you, watch tonight. I'm calling it right now. When you go up against Alabama, your guards, I think, will struggle a little bit against Alabama's guards because Kentucky's one of those teams that struggles against athletic guards. Yes. When you did you watch the game against North Carolina?
Where we beat them and smoked them.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna say no. You killed them because that's how North Carolina is. When they go against some little small teams, yeah, they're great. When you go up against them athletic guards, they do nothing. I think that's how Washington is. When you watch them go up against those teams that don't really have those good big physical guards, I'm telling you, like tonight, I think he'll probably have maybe he'll get 15, 17 points, but I think he'll struggle a lot more.
Really? I just think it's kind of funny talking about athletic guards as we have Severe Wheeler, who's like the most athletic guard in the nation. The whole game, he plays like 40 minutes, and he's literally pressing the opposition's point guard the entire way, like up the court, the whole game. He's leading the SEC in assists. He's always just running around all over the place. That's why he's gotten injured, just like running into screens, top speed. So this is going a little off topic, but I need to mention Kellen Grady. Best shooter in the country. So, like, you have the best player in the country.
I don't know if I'd call
one of the best
country.
He is. Best facilitator. One of the best facilitators in the country. You have probably the best freshman guard in the country. And then just to combine that, the best shooter in the country in Kellen Grady.
I think Kentucky's a top 3 team, but I think I know I'd probably take Auburn over them. I mean, Auburn beat them earlier in the year.
Now, about that game, I just got to say, that's on the road in a very hostile environment against a team that's ranked number 1 in the nation. Kentucky was up by 9 until Ty Washington got injured. They were up by 9 in that game.
Yeah,
They were that first half, they were all over them. And then Ty Washington gets injured and they just struggle.
Is the Washington Commanders a good name?
No.
All right, next topic. Is Hakeem Olajuwon a top 5
Yes.
NBA player of all time?
Go ahead, Jalen.
This
Yes.
is Jalen's
Okay,
thing.
yeah.
We'll let him roll.
Read the website.
Okay,
What's
I
the name?
will. I will read the DreamShake.com. Okay, first of all, let's look at This argues why he's the greatest, not NBA player, playoff performer of all time. Okay, let's just look at notable players. This is in 2017. So obviously like LeBron, Curry, Durant still playing. Let's just look at the notable players who are on this. Kevin Garnett, Kobe Bryant, David Robinson, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Shaq, Kevin McHale, Vince Carter, Karl Malone, Isaiah Thomas. So basically a ton of greats from the 90s, okay? And these are everything they measured. Points per 36 minutes percentage, effective field goal percentage, turnovers per 36 minutes, rebounds, free throws, assists, steals, blocks, personal fouls, usage rate, win shares rate, okay? Hakeem Olajuwon finished with a total score of 1.241, okay? That was higher than everybody else, beating out Michael Jordan, okay, who finished with 1.211. I get that's like pretty close, but still. And let's also not ignore the fact that we only have 3 minutes, so I can't really go into this, but I'm gonna kind of summarize.
We've gone over 3 minutes enough.
You're good, yeah.
Second year in the league, and this does not get talked about enough at all. I'm a diehard Celtics fan, but let me tell you something. Second year in the league, took the Rockets to the NBA Finals, beat the Lakers in Western Conference Finals, and I know Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was a little bit older, but the one thing that doesn't also get said about Kareem is even when he was like in his 40s, stuff like that, still played really well. I think he averaged like 21 points per game in his final years. A very experienced Kareem, Magic, James Worthy, basically the Lakers team dominated in the 80s, beat them and took the 86 Celtics, who many consider as one of the greatest teams of all time, or if not the greatest, top 5, to 6 games. Not to mention back-to-back championships, which I know you can say, oh, well, Michael Jordan retired. I still think they would have won if Michael Jordan would have retired. Would they have stopped Michael Jordan? No. But Vernon Maxwell definitely could have slowed him down. Definitely could have slowed Michael Jordan down. You can't tell me that.
Nobody can slow MJ down.
Yes. Gary Payton, not necessarily slowed him down, but Gary Payton when they played the Sonics in the finals.
For like the one game.
Yeah, but he only guarded him one game.
That's true.
Exactly, only guarded him one game. They would have nobody to slow Hakeem down. Destroyed a prime Shaq. Now, a thing I hate people say is they're like, oh, well, Shaq was only in his 3rd year. Okay, well, if you're going to use that logic, then when LeBron played the Thunder in the finals, they played a really young KD, Russ, and Harden. So, there you go. And then, should have, one-time MVP, historic MVP season, should have won 2. David Robinson stole it from him. That should have went to Hakeem Olajuwon. You can't tell me otherwise. Destroyed David Robinson when they met. Everybody knows that famous clip of him when he had the dream shake. That clip, just absolutely murdered him.
Okay, so with that logic, then you think Yao Ming is better than Shaq?
No.
Because when Yao Ming and Shaq matched up like their first times, Yao Ming dominated him.
No. That's not. No.
Yeah.
I'm also looking at supporting cast too.
Okay.
First of all, Hakeem Olajuwon. Okay, other than Clyde Drexler, didn't really have. Wow. Okay, yeah. Kenny Smith was his point guard. No disrespect to Kenny Smith. He's great on inside of the NBA. When you have Kenny Smith as your point guard, and Drexler's only there for I think it was only their first championship. Shaq had Kobe and Dwayne Wade, and Shaq says on the inside of the NBA how he was such an important part in that 2006 run. No, He had Dwayne Wade, Kobe, Kareem, had Magic, that whole squad. Russell had, super team. Hakeem Olajuwon carried the Rockets every single year he was with them. Every single year.
That's true.
That's a good point.
Every single
There's also
year.
plenty of other players that have carried their teams.
And not as hard as he's had to carry. Name some, and I'll tell you why.
Russell Westbrook.
Okay. To a championship? Exactly, to a
Not to a
championship?
championship, no.
No, exactly.
I want to talk about that then later. I have to bring that up, but that's another topic.
Okay.
I think I want to get to the top 5 debate.
Yeah.
Because I'm not taking any away. He was a fantastic playoff performer. I would say easily top 5 of all time, honestly. I would say in the playoffs, probably the best center playoff performer of all time.
I think
I would
so,
give him
yeah.
that. I would give him that. But all-time top 5, no.
Skills-wise, yes, and I still think top 5, yes.
Okay, skills-wise isn't enough to make him top 5.
No. I'm not saying based off of skills. I'm saying, how people say skill-wise, Aaron Rodgers top 5.
Mm-hmm.
I think skills-wise, he's top 5, and overall, I think he's top 5.
No. Nope. So, all right, can we agree 4 players that are better than him right off the bat?
Okay, name 4.
MJ,
Yeah,
LeBron,
yeah,
Kareem,
yeah,
and Magic Johnson.
yeah.
Okay.
Those
Ooh,
are
the
the
dramatic
4.
pause
Okay.
there.
No,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
that's my top 5.
Uh-huh.
Matt,
But listen.
Braun. No, not Braun.
But here's my point. I think there's plenty of players you could put over him at that 5 spot.
You could make
One of
that
them.
argument.
One of them I want to compare to is Kobe. I think Kobe all time is higher than him.
I don't. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. But I think
start.
Kobe Bryant's a small bit overrated.
I agree with that.
I think
I
it's
mean,
just because of his
nobody-
impact on the game and his lasting impact, just his legacy in general. But because I was thinking about that, and then I wanted to look at their stats and what they've accomplished. Kobe's accomplished more.
Also, that's my main other point too. Supporting cast. That's the thing.
Okay, but so
What's Kenny Smith is his point
even
guard.
but here, even if you take away those, what did he have? Like those 3 championships in the early 2000s with the Lakers in the late
Yeah.
90s.
Yes.
He still has the same amount of rings as Hakeem.
Okay, let me tell you.
And the same amount of finals
You know what?
MVPs?
You want me to tell you something too? This is gonna sound completely biased because I'm a Celtics fan. I know this is. But if you seriously ask anybody this, they will tell you. That 2010 NBA, I was like 6 years old, so I was in that 2010 NBA Finals, that Game 7, that, I forget, there was one foul call that completely changed the game. No, I'm serious. You can literally look this up. 2010 NBA Finals, I think it was Game 7, I think, like, Ray Allen was driving to the basket or something like that. There was a foul call that wasn't called. It would have put the Celtics up, I think, by, like, 3 or something like that. I'm serious, look it up. So, that... Celtics should have 18. Should have 18 rings, but So that I'll tell you, Kobe Bryant should have 4. That 2010 should have went to us.
Definitely the Celtics.
I wish I would have
bias.
done more research on that because if you Google it, yeah, there's like a really good article I read
Even
on
you
that.
have that. You can't just like
2010.
take away players' accomplishments because of one play.
Well, yeah, you can. Russell Wilson threw the interception. Could have been a Super Bowl champion, but they didn't hand the ball off.
Speaking of
Sorry, Super Bowl champion.
another Russell Westbrook,
Oh boy.
really struggling this season for the Lakers. Should he be traded?
Listen, no. It's just simply stated you cannot trade him right now.
Says the Thunder fan.
Listen, I am a Thunder fan. Favorite player of all time, Russell Westbrook. There's a lot of bias here. I understand that. But I also saw Draymond Green was on, he did some interview. And Draymond Green and Russ obviously are not big fans of each other if you've seen them play on the court. Not huge fans. We saw that go down in their Western Conference Finals showdown in 2016. What was it, 2015, 2016 season? And he said,
Western Conference Finals?
yeah, Western Conference.
3-1?
Yeah, when the Thunder blew a 3-1
Yeah,
lead, and
26
I
yeah,
cried
that
in my room for an hour.
Yeah, that was 2016.
That one. That would be the one. But no, he
Not
talked
bad,
about
is
it.
No, I was like actually serious. I didn't know if you liked
Yeah,
which
no,
one it was.
I know. You don't have to remind me. But I think you just can't trade him because it's not like he's been unbelievably bad to the point where it's like he is the main problem. The main problem is that their big three hasn't been healthy enough to play together. Like, AD was gone for a few months there. He comes back and now LeBron's gone.
Do you think LeBron's getting old?
No. I think
Really?
injuries are increasing, but his play is not slowing down. He's
Well,
playing probably the best basketball of his career right now.
Do
If he stayed healthy, and he had AD healthy at the same time, he would be the MVP frontrunner.
I don't know about. Wait, who? LeBron or Anthony?
LeBron.
I
If
don't know.
they had them
I
healthy,
don't know
yes.
about that.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying that if all three of them are healthy, this team is making real noise, and I think they could be contenders in the league.
Well, I think. Okay, I told you this one time. I used to be a huge still kind of am a Russell Westbrook fan, but it is so hard to defend him. So hard. Do I think they should trade him? Yes, I think they should. I think it would help them if they traded him, but they can't because they don't have enough draft capital to trade him. And nobody's going to want his contract, okay? Russell Westbrook, and this has been said for years, cannot shoot the basketball. When you look at some of the shots he's taking that go off the top of the backboard and hit the side of the backboard. The man cannot shoot. Okay, now that's not the only reason I think they should trade him. See, Russell Westbrook, and I've never really understood this, is only he can carry a team, right? He carried the 2016 Thunder. But when you put him with a LeBron James, Anthony Davis, I'll say Kendrick Nunn, Malik Monk, he doesn't really succeed, I'll say. Because he's the type of guy who always has to have the ball in his hands. He's the guy that has to take the last shot, and that's why when he was with Kevin Durant, I'm like, okay, well, you were with Kevin Durant. Why can't you really, just kind of take a step back, in Los Angeles? It's like Russell Westbrook just, that's not his game, really, to be the guy that's come off the bench, which I do think they should have him come off the bench. No. I do think they should have him come off the bench.
Blasphemous.
It's not.
It's blasphemous.
They should.
How are you going to get someone who's averaging 19, 8, and 8 with his career averages for field goal percentage and three-point percentage are up this season? You're making him just come off the bench?
Because him and LeBron and Anthony Davis can't play on the floor together. Okay? Russell Westbrook...
But we haven't seen that. We haven't seen that. That was my point.
We saw it a little bit in the earlier part of the season. They were all healthy. And that's when they were really, really struggling. You want to know something? Weren't they all playing? I'm pretty sure, weren't they all playing when they blew that 20-something point, 20-point leads to the Thunder? And then next thing you know, Thunder go and lose by 70-30 to the Grizzlies?
Maybe. Sounds about right.
They were all playing. That's what I mean.
They also need time to gel, though. That was the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah, but you shouldn't blow 20-point leads when you have LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. Shouldn't blow one of the worst teams in the league.
Some teams just blow leads sometimes. And
Russell Westbrook, he's just not. Russell Westbrook is. Russell Westbrook is not a guy where you can say, okay, our main star is out. We need you to kind of save us. He's not. If he could shoot, he could be that guy. But that's literally the main thing. Russell Westbrook cannot shoot.
It didn't matter his MVP season, did it?
Okay, completely different. Completely different. I'm talking now versus MVP season, completely different. What was that? Probably 6 years ago, Russell Westbrook, obviously bigger, stronger, all of that than he is now. That season, he relied on his athleticism and all that. He was kind of stat padding a little bit. Historic season. But look at the playoffs. I think it was Houston lost in the first round too. Can't shoot. You can't just rely on, finishing, dunking, these little mid-range jumpers and floaters. You can't rely on that. You have to be able to, shoot 18 and 21-foot shots. You can't just be, driving all the time. He can't do that with the Lakers. If they right now, that's what I mean, right now versus back then, yeah, maybe 2016, Russ. Yeah, you need him to kind of save you now, but right now, Russell Westbrook, even in games sometimes you watch him. Started last year when he missed that dunk, just straight up hit the rim when he was with the Wizards. That's when his athleticism just a little bit was going down. He's not as athletic as he used to be, and he can't carry the Lakers team, when LeBron is out because, it's not necessarily his game to just straight up, expected to save the team.
But
that's what he's expected to
There's
save
plenty
them.
of great players that just can't carry their team.
I don't know. Kawhi Leonard carried the Raptors in 2000.
But no one's saying Russell Westbrook is as good as Kawhi Leonard right now.
Oh, well, I know that. I'm just making the point of, Russell West, right? You know that I think I'm pretty sure this is even said. Russell Westbrook the Lakers traded for Russell Westbrook because they knew LeBron James was getting older and Anthony Davis, couldn't really stay as healthy, so they brought Russell Westbrook and okay, we're gonna have you be the guy that's gonna facilitate a little bit. And when LeBron takes nights off for load management and AD's healthy, we want you to, not
Do your
necessarily.
thing.
Yes, exactly. Kind of do your thing, but not necessarily just do what you did in 2016, where you're just trying to get all these triple doubles and stuff.
Okay, so
And
then
Russell Westbrook, I'm saying, can't do that now.
of course not. I do think he's not as good as his 2016 self, but he's still a great player.
Yeah, he is. That Hornets game when they played the Hornets the other night,
30
that kind of
points,
showed you.
30
Yeah.
points and a half, most since Kobe Bryant in 2016. What are you saying? He couldn't carry his team just because he missed that game winner after being down like 20
I understand.
without LeBron
I mean-
or AD?
I mean, consistently carry, not just like one game kind of. Just like one game. Okay, yeah, we're like one game out of third place. Here, try and get us this win. I mean, hey, LeBron's gonna be out for 10, 12 games. We need you to win at least 8 or 9 of them. I don't think he can do that.
There you go. And the big one.
Oh God. Gunnar better not.
Jaylen's excited for this one. Final topic. This was easily the most heated debate in our lifting class. When one day, it might have actually followed the Hakeem top 5 debate.
It did. That Keem top 5 came after this one. Yeah.
Yeah, same day.
Oh look,
Gunnar-
the shades are out.
Out of the blue, said Andre Drummond is better than Bill Russell.
Well, did you say Andre Drummond is better than Bill Russell, or did you say if you put Andre Drummond in that era, he would be Bill Russell?
I believe he said both.
Why would I ever say that? Of course Bill Russell's better. Psych!
Yeah. Okay.
Psych!
Okay.
I think, obviously, if you look at their achievements, yeah, Bill Russell's very much clear. But if you say you can put Andre Drummond back in the 60s, or bring Bill Russell to modern NBA, I could even go farther than saying that Andre Drummond is better than Bill Russell. I could argue Bill Russell wouldn't be on a roster.
That's a lie.
I could argue that.
That's a lie.
Very much
I
could.
mean, do you?
Bill Russell's probably the
You
most
realize
overrated
Bill-
player ever.
That's such a lie. People just say that because of the
11
eras.
11 rings.
I don't necessarily.
There wasn't one season that he won a ring where there was more than 12 teams.
I don't necessarily agree with the whole hating of eras. Oh, we played in the 60s. Yeah, okay. I get he played in the 60s. But you cannot... Bill Russell, even in today's... Maybe LeBron, obviously, Russell Westbrook, Giannis. Bill Russell... I wish I could find the clip, but I'm not going to, take that long. There is a clip of Bill Russell in full sprint hurtling over a guy. And it's not like one of those, they call them plumbers. But, Bill Russell played against plumbers. It wasn't like one of them, 5'4" guys. There's a 6'2" guy. He's in full sprint, just leaps, straight up hurdles him. Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain were just straight up athletes. Just literally straight up athletes, okay? That is why Bill Russell was so great defense. He was a heck of an athlete, okay? And I understand. This is another thing that doesn't get talked about enough. I understand that Bill Russell had a super team, okay? But what I say to that is people got to understand the only reason Bill Russell had the super team is because the Celtics were the only team that would take black players at that time, which is why he had all those good players, okay? That's why people talk about eras. Yeah, I know, he won, 11, 13 years, won all these championships straight in a row. People say, oh, well, he didn't play against anybody. I mean, yeah, that's true, but number one, Bill Russell did not make the rules. Wilt Chamberlain did not make the rules, so you can't really be, hate on him for that. They didn't make the rules. Second of all, Boston was really the only one that would take, as Isaiah Thomas one time said on NBA Open Court, I would highly recommend watching Open Court if you have not seen it. Great show. As he said one time, Boston was the only team that took all the brothers. So that's why... He did say that. It was hilarious. So that's why they were so good, because they were the only one that, took all, the black people. So that's why, they just dominated. Nobody else would take them. So Red Auerbach came up clutch and was like, all right, I'll take them. That's why. So you can't necessarily really hate on him for that. Andre Drummond, is he good? Yes, Andre Drummond is good. Got to the playoffs a couple times at Detroit. He's doing pretty well as a backup right now. In all honesty, I know this is going to sound I do think he can be in the running for Sixth Man of the Year. Not top five,
Okay.
but top like 8-ish. I do think. Look at his stats. He is playing pretty well this year. But no way he'd be Bill Russell. Okay? Not as athletic. He might be able to get the rebounds, but he's not a natural. Bill Russell was a natural scorer, and Drummond is neither. He wouldn't. Bill Russell's game was more of, I'm gonna defend, I'm gonna rebound, and I'm gonna score when needed to. Andre Drummond's just like, empty stats. Just put up empty stats, which is what he did in Detroit. You can't tell me that if you put Andre Drummond in the 60s, he would win 11 straight.
Yes, he would.
Would he get, maybe a couple championships? Yeah, but he wouldn't. Impact-wise, he would not even... Just because he's simply not as good of a defender.
Andre Drummond in Bill Russell's shoes would win 11 rings. He'd probably win more than that.
No, he wouldn't. I mean, if it's LeBron James, yeah, he'll win until, like, the 80s. But no, Andre Drummond would not. And that's nothing against Andre Drummond, but no, he would not... You can't tell me that Andre Drummond would sit there and win 11 straight.
Yeah.
No.
He would.
He'd be physically imposing in the 60s.
Andre Drummond's like, what, 6?
He's about the same. He's a little taller than Bill Russell. I think he's like an inch at most taller.
Definitely
He's
has
7
weight on
foot?
him.
Huh?
Because Bill Russell was like 6'10", 6'11".
Yeah, I think Andre Drummond's 6'11", and I think Bill Russell's 6'10".
Okay, well, I'm telling you. Weight-wise, yes, he has that. Okay,
Easy.
Bill Russell, superior in athleticism. I think basketball IQ goes to Bill Russell. Yeah, IQ is Russell. Yeah, great. And don't even get me started. I saw something the other day that said Draymond Green was the greatest defender of all time.
Draymond Green?
Yeah, saw it. Horrible. No way. Another talk for another day, obviously. No way. Bill Russell is 10 times the defender Draymond Green is. By the way, Draymond Green's overrated.
No, he's not.
Wow.
I don't think he's overrated.
I
don't think so.
Bonus argument.
Yeah, bonus argument. But I don't know if we're going to get into that now. That's up to Owen.
We'll see.
So, now back, I guess, to the second part. You're telling me Bill Russell couldn't get a spot on an NBA roster today? Like a prime Bill Russell? On an NBA roster, okay? I'm not saying like...
I mean, the Thunder are pretty bad, so he'd probably sneak in as like the 13th man.
Okay, that's a lie. He would start.
He would start?
Yeah, he would start. He would... Bill Russell... I think... You know what? I've said this. I'm going to stick by this, too. I think Bill Russell's Celtics could... If you put him in today's NBA, would have just as much success as... Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
No. Oh, no.
No, I know. No. I'm saying...
That's
That might have been
I don't
that
think-
far.
No, you said...
I don't think they'd win 11 straight. I mean, like...
But those are the same levels of success.
Okay, well, then I won't say that.
Okay.
I'll say dominant. Maybe not win 11 straight, but I think...
Like best
Dynasty
team,
level.
Like they'd be considered
I
the
think
best team in
they'd
the
be-
league for 11 years, but like because sometimes the best team doesn't always win. So like that.
Okay, well then I'll say this because I do think the Bill Russell Celtics would be good in today's NBA. So I'll say I think Bill Russell Celtics could win 42 to 50 games in today's NBA. Wow,
I think the Oklahoma City Thunder would run him out of the gym.
that's such a lie.
Shea would probably drop 70.
No, he
Whoever-
would not.
Yes, he
Bill
would.
Russell would swat the heck out of his shots.
He doesn't need to take it inside. Bill Russell can't
Yeah,
block
'cause
it when he's
yeah.
doing step back threes every single
Yeah, he wouldn't be
possession.
doing step back threes because Sam Jones, Bob Cousy, and all them would be locking him up.
Bob Cousy.
Yeah,
Bob Cousy.
be clamping Shea. What is it? Shea? Shy?
Shea, I think.
Shea?
This
Here's-
went from Bill Russell versus Andre Drummond to the 60s Celtics versus current day Thunder somehow. And I
60s
love
Celtics
it.
would
I want to
win.
see this game now.
I'm telling you. Yeah, let's hit up Kenny Beecham,
There you
KOT4Q,
go.
tell him to run it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll DM it on Instagram,
That would be
tell him to
good.
run it.
Yeah.
No, but
We'll clip this, tag him.
You can't.
You gotta adjust
Who
the
would win?
ratings, though. You gotta adjust
Yeah,
the
you
ratings.
probably would. A little bit.
Yeah, but Bill Russell.
Adjust for eras somehow. I don't know how you would
Bill
do that.
Russell would be just as good in today's NBA.
We're probably out of time, but maybe we'll have a second take
Second
episode.
Trust me, there's a lot of stuff we.
I know, because
Yeah.
I got some Rodgers hot takes.
Yeah.
I'm an Aaron Rodgers stan too.
We had a whole semester of
Yeah, we
this,
did.
so
I know.
there's plenty to talk about.
Yeah, we do gotta get because let me tell you something. If you thought I got a massive Aaron Rodgers hot take. I'm not even gonna say it until I come on here.
These I just always
And
have a
that's a great
slight.
tease.
I always have a slight edge over you because of what I did to you in our pickup game on the
Oh!
last
Okay, that. keep in
Whoa!
mind,
Now we have to have a second one just to
Cameron
break down the
Harbaugh
game.
Let Aiden, what's his last name?
Hallett.
Hallett shoot the three. Okay, and you came in.
But who hit the game winner?
I've acknowledged
Who hit the game winner?
I acknowledge the fact that you hit the game winner.
I would say that was a Westbrook shot too. Westbrook ain't too bad now, is he?
No.
Huh?
What, Russell Westbrook gave
Oh,
me a Terry Rozier.
no.
Did you hear what I said?
He's better than Terry Rozier.
Yeah, I know he is. I was just saying that. Oh, we could get into that too. You know.
All right.
I'm serious about
let's
that.
just
too.
hold the content.
Total cheap shot by Gunnar at the end to bring
Yeah.
up that pickup game that we had. Wow, that took a turn.
It's only
We should.
3-0 against
Let-
you.
yeah
3-0,
yeah,
bud.
okay.
I was on Gunner's team. I want that to be known.
Owen was a
Move
great
I
player.
out-rebounded you 35-12.
on. Okay. We should set some type of bar. How many comments from people combined Instagram and YouTube saying that they want another episode of this for
Wait, how
it
many
to
people
happen
watch
again?
this actually?
I mean, it
50,
fluctuates.
75?
We have 107 subscribers on YouTube, and I think we have like 300 followers on Instagram. So not a lot
All right,
is
yeah,
the
I'm
correct
gonna-
answer.
All right.
Like if you make an Instagram post about it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I think
How many
do you think, like-
comments?
15, 20?
I think 12 to 15, 20. I was gonna say
We'll go
like,
with 15,
yeah,
just
we'll say
to be a little
15.
safer. 15 comments on the Instagram post about Second Take. It comes back. No pressure, but that's the bar
Yeah, I mean I'm down.
to hear about Aaron Rodgers and
We have to mention
the
Jahan
pickup
Dotson.
game,
Oh, I know. we
college
have to,
football,
yeah.
wide receivers, Penn State versus Michigan. We haven't even gotten into. That was a big recurring one.
What
A
other
lot of stuff to look
yeah.
forward to.
What other stuff have we said? Like
There's a lot of stuff.
receiver rankings. I really do want to get into NFL draft stuff though. That's the that I really
NFL
wanna
draft, and then if it's later, we can get into NCAA tournament and like
get. Yeah,
NBA
I
playoffs and
know.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
So comment on the Instagram post if you want to hear all that good stuff.
and what they want to see.
Yes.
I don't know if you say that or not. Does he say that?
What they want to see?
Yeah, don't you have to like say
Jalen, you know
that
what they
then?
want to see? They want to see you and me, bud.
Yeah, don't they have to like? Don't you have to ask me? I swear.
Oh,
I heard
like
this on-
drop in the comment.
Yeah,
like topics?
Yeah.
I think
I
if-
thought
I
you
think-
were like.
Yeah,
you know what-
that's what I
You know what I
meant.
think's a
Okay.
good idea?
You know how,
I
like,
think,
on First
I think
Take-
if we get enough comments, you should make us like a segment where it's voted on by the audience, like what they want to see.
That's a good idea. The way he said it, like what you want to see, made it seem like next time I might come on shirtless.
No.
Visually.
I meant like topics wise, because don't podcasts
Okay.
usually you'll be like, oh yeah, you want to see stuff like that?
Yeah.
Stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Comment what stuff they should argue about in your comment on why Second Take should come back for another episode. That's a good way to finish it. Just close the notebook until next time. With enough comments, the sunglasses will return, the notebook will return.
You're gonna have to wipe them off.
Jalen will ask you what you want to see. Yeah, they are very dirty.
They were sitting
Very
in my car.
dirty
They were
sunglasses.
sitting in my car for like a few months now. So
Huge thanks to Gunnar and Jaylen once again for joining us. They did a great job.
You guys were
Rookies, they were
awesome.
naturals. You haven't seen it yet.
But they were awesome.
They were
I can
really
just
great.
feel it.
Assuming.
I can tell that they
You know,
were
my
awesome.
inner like astrology just feels that they were like amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe that Jalen's never had a whoopie pie before. That was crazy.
Wow.
And you live in
Shocking.
Lancaster?
Yeah, exactly. And he's never had one.
I feel like that's like a prerequisite.
It's amazing.
Like Idaho's the home state of potato.
You have
if
to have
you come
a
to
potato if you
Lancaster,
live in Idaho.
you have to have a whoopie pie.
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that you just need to be born with. Like genetically, we are
Born
all,
in Lancaster?
No,
or-
we're all part 0.1% whoopie pie
Exactly.
because our parents.
The second you are born, you should have a whoopie pie shoved into your mouth.
Whoa. That escalated so quickly.
and then the
That's
cream,
just-
the cream is just like slaughtered on your like
Yeah.
shaved head.
Yes.
Your head is not shaved when you're born.
Oh,
What
but
do you
it's
mean your
smooth.
shaved head?
It's
The
smooth.
smooth baby
Not
head.
always.
Baby heads.
It's definitely not shaved.
I've,
though.
have you ever felt a baby's head?
Some babies have hair.
Those are weird
Yeah, the
babies.
weird one. The weird ones. Only weird babies have hair.
You were
When they're
born with hair, you're weird.
Oh my word. Great start. We teased last episode that we would have the big reveal of Luke's reaction. Why are you clapping? We got scammed.
Yeah, wrong.
Yeah. So,
Luke's
what do you have to
reaction
say for
to-
yourself?
He sent us a
I'm-
bad link.
I'm siding with one person. and that is Parker Wolf.
Yeah, let's go.
Wait, Parker and I both got scammed though.
Well, yeah. But, okay, so listen. I sent the link. I'm taking responsibility because they mentioned something about taking responsibility and gave some weird long spiel about it, but like, whatever.
You're welcome.
Like, I'll take responsibility. But Owen, the amount of you were going through it. I just heard red flag after red flag after red flag after red flag, and the fact that you didn't pick up on that sooner. When you send someone a link, do you investigate every corner of that link before you tell them, "Oh, this is a great idea"?
No.
Exactly. I didn't go in depth, and I didn't order something myself just so I could see if it was authentic or not.
But I assume that someone who has been, like, you explained that you were searching for a Bryce Harper jersey for years. I assumed you had at least been looking for Marvel-related stuff.
I was scrolling
for
through
a couple
Instagram, and it was
weeks.
one of those pop-up sponsored ads.
Then why would you send it to us?
I wasn't-
That's a red flag.
Okay. And the other thing is, I sent it in the sense as like, oh, this would be a fun gift.
You showed
joke,
it to-
joke. I wasn't like,
What?
It wasn't like, oh, and I am so desperate for this
You
that I
showed
will
a-
give my life.
You showed me a video of it in person, and then you sent me the link as well. And then the link was like the confirmation. If you had just showed it to me, the video, I would have been like, oh, that's pretty cool. But then you sent me the link,
'Cause you
which
told
was like
me
a
to.
follow-up. No, that did not happen. I didn't tell you to
Okay,
send me the
well.
link.
I don't know.
No, not true.
But I did
Debatable.
point out all the major red flags.
That Owen
Yes.
just completely ignored
I listed
throughout
a couple
the
of
entire
red
process.
flags.
the
Before
supply
I-
and demand
before-
aspect. of
yeah,
it.
That
that-
one, yeah,
seriously.
that's the biggest red flag.
Before I ordered your jersey, I went to
Yeah.
a website that tracks the authenticity of websites, and I basically you enter the URL and it tells you like how authentic the website it is and the reliability of it.
No, but here's the thing. On that website where you tracked the other website, did you make sure that website was
It was an authentic website.
It was
tracker.
Did you check the authenticity of that
It was
website?
because it said .org and it had the little lock in the top, and that's what they told us in
Oh, the
library.
lock. That's smart.
Oh, yeah, true. I
that's
remember they taught us that in the library.
What if I told you that I showed Parker this with the sale red flag, and he said, "Yeah, let's do it."
Well, because I didn't really look at it that clearly.
I still
was
blame
like,
you,
Luke.
Owen. I'm still siding with Parker in this.
I was just like, sure,
Do
yeah.
I take responsibility for one tiny little smidge of sending you the link? Yes.
The
But
thing
should
that
you have
started it all.
Yeah, but should you have noticed any of the red flags? You should have noticed every single
Yes.
last one of them.
Yes, but you
But-
started it,
But you were the one that was.
and I finished.
I'm not going to call you dumb. You were the one that was ignorant enough to not notice any of the red flags.
So I say,
Ignorant's a good word.
I say it's 50-50 your fault each.
You get out of it.
Yeah,
Just scot-free.
I just lost
No, I
$15.
I don't think 50-50 is fair. I think
Yeah,
it should be-
60-40 Luke is probably more
What?
fair.
No, no. 40-40-10.
I'd agree.
40-40-20.
No, no. What?
40-40-20. Yeah.
No.
40-40-20.
I did zero work
Yeah.
on that.
45-45-10.
That's not something you should brag about. I did zero work on your birthday gift.
But I
Christmas
did,
gift.
No, I did zero work on the scam part of it.
Okay.
Sure.
I did all the work in the effort part of it.
Thank you, Parker.
What? That's okay. But he did. I'll say we have your hybrid birthday Christmas gift
Okay.
coming. It should be next episode. We should be able to give it to him. Parker has done a lot of work on that, probably more than me. So that's
Good for you, Parker.
Yeah,
That means it's
that's
probably good.
improvement.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch.
Sorry, I should have meant it like that. That means it's actually real.
It's real. That means I didn't
Okay.
get scammed.
This is gonna hurt to pull off because I just peeled up the corner a tiny bit and it pulled.
Could you
a
explain?
lot.
Could you explain to people what you're talking
Oh
about?
yeah, there's a Joe Burrow tattoo on my leg,
Yep, that's it.
And-
Hashtag Joe's face on your leg space.
dude. It's gonna hurt the hair so bad.
Yeah.
Who has hairier legs between the two of you?
Probably
Probably
me.
Luke.
Yeah, so Luke's is gonna hurt worse.
You know, if you're Italian, you
Easily.
automatically have hairy legs.
I'm Italian.
That makes sense.
Luke has hairy legs.
Yeah.
Just like spiders.
Where were you going with that?
I don't know. Speaking of
Just fun
spiders,
fact.
Speaking of spiders, Joe West retired,
wait,
and
I thought you were gonna go
his
Spider-Man.
umpiring in the MLB
Spider-Man.
was
Atrocious.
it was almost as ugly as a spider.
I still don't know who Joe West is.
He was an
a
umpire.
pretty famous umpire in the MLB.
He was
Okay.
very old.
He was
not very good at
He
his
holds the
job.
record for the most MLB games umpired.
Yeah,
Was
probably
he from-
also for the most missed calls.
Was he from the Wild West?
They did call his nickname was Cowboy.
Yep,
So,
knew it.
yep, Cowboy Joe West.
Steve Reich. Bada bada swing.
Bada swing. When would the umpires say that?
Bada bada swing. Like when they're doing.
That would be so
and
messed
how-
up if an umpire was saying that in the middle of a play. You'd get fired for that.
Steve Reich.
We need Parker to be an umpire. He's
Yeah,
got
we
it
do.
down. He's got the energy, the hand motions.
You're right.
The only thing he doesn't know is the rules.
We baseball.
That would be so funny.
No, take off the helmet.
To like quiz Parker on baseball rules.
That would be fun.
Oh, I know everything.
We go
should
through
probably
like
do
in the
that.
summer. We'll
I
do
saw
a video
play.
where we go
I saw
through
play.
scenarios on a field and Parker has to judge.
I
them.
saw play.
Or-
The catcher was like this, and then he caught the ball at the last second, and went pew, pew, and got him out.
Parker, what's a ground rule double?
Ground rule double is when the ball rolls, and keeps rolling until it hits second base, and then you get to second base. So there's only two things that need to happen. The ball needs to hit second base, and you need to get to second base.
No.
No.
There's one thing that needs to happen.
Can I have another try?
One more, yeah.
Ground rule double is when you hit it into water and
Like in golf?
like kind of no, but no. Say there's like a hazard, and you just get to advance to second.
That's
That's
pretty
closer.
close. A hazard, yeah. It's when the ball bounces once and then goes over the fence.
Out of play. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
And so it's only considered a ground rule double.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
not a home run.
Because the outfielder couldn't technically get it.
But yeah,
Or-
that's what I was saying.
or
with
if the ball were
hazard.
to roll
like
under the
it
fence,
hits
like-
second base and bounces
That's not a
out.
problem.
Yeah, no,
Or-
it hits second and bounces out
If
of the
there were
park.
if there were a gap in like a gap or a hole in the fence or something in order to roll or bounce through, that too
Yeah.
would be.
Wrigley Field with the ivy, sometimes it gets stuck
Yeah.
underneath.
Mm.
Then the outfielder would be like, hey, stop.
There's some
Ground
fields
rule
where they've
double.
got like the padding in the back, and
Mhm.
sometimes I saw one scenario
Gets
where it got
jammed.
like stuck in there, and that's the ground rule double. As
Yeah.
long as if the outfielder attempts to grab it, then it's a fair ball.
Yeah, if they throw their hands up and then it's deemed
Yeah.
that the ball was unplayable,
Playable, then
basically.
it's ground rule double.
Interesting.
Just real interesting baseball stuff like that will be that video. We'll have to come up with some
What is the defensive
terms
indifference?
to quiz.
A defensive
that's
indifference?
a good one.
When
Should we stop quizzing him?
This will be the last one.
when you're on the defensive side of the ball. See, I mean, you're
And
playing
you're
defense,
indifferent.
and no, and you're like right in the middle of the outfield / infield, and the ball goes right in between you and a defender, and you don't know who to get it, and so each of you decide, well, we're impartial, we're indifferent, so we don't really care, and you just stop playing, and they score a run.
No.
No.
You want to just explain it?
It's less of a rule that affects the game of play as
It's
it
a
is-
term.
as it is more that
Well,
piece-
I didn't know it was a term. If I
Stat-
would have known it was a
stat-
term, I would have gotten it right.
Like statisticians used to stat keep. So basically, I don't know if it has more than one use, but the use I
No,
know
just the
is
one.
there's a runner on first and third. The runner on first steals. It's not considered a stolen base. It's considered offensive indifference.
If the catcher doesn't
If the
throw
catcher
it.
doesn't throw
If
it,
the
yeah.
catcher just catches it and lets him go,
Yeah.
it's defensive indifference.
because
Because it's like you didn't actually
yeah,
really steal
it's
it.
unstrategic.
But you did steal.
But
Yeah,
the catcher didn't try to get you out.
Yeah.
But you still stole.
Yeah.
What? That doesn't make sense. This is why I don't like baseball.
Defensive indifference.
No, that doesn't.
It's indifference.
No, but it does matter.
But why should you get credit for something that you did when there
It
was
doesn't.
like it was given to you?
Yeah.
So you're saying if
You didn't earn that stolen base.
if I stole second to third and he didn't throw me out,
if the catcher doesn't throw
Yeah.
the ball down to the base, if the catcher just catches it
Catches
and
it.
holds it,
Yeah.
well, because
Because you're not trying to make a play on it, so
because
therefore
you're
it's
too
indifferent.
fast. What if you're too fast? You just get there too quickly, so the catcher's like, I don't have a chance.
that the reaction time isn't like that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be like on third base.
Trust me, I'm fast.
Okay.
Parker,
let's just-
trust me.
If I mean, you
Trust me.
haven't seen
I've played baseball against kids that are much faster than you.
false.
Definitely
No,
not.
true.
False.
I can name a few right now.
All right, let me challenge
We'll
this.
have
Andrew
a-
Garber,
should we have a
Charlie
race?
Shearer, they were
We should
both
have a
faster
race.
than you. Owen can back me on that.
We should have a race.
Andrew Garber, faster than Parker.
Oh yeah.
No,
Yes, definitely.
Garfield is not faster than
No,
me.
not
He's a
Andrew
fat
Garfield.
cat.
Andrew
Okay.
Garber.
No, Garfield the cat is
No,
fat.
all right.
He eats too much lasagna.
Moving on.
get away from
I
away-
can beat him in a race. I
Away,
guarantee you.
away from this. Moving on.
Jamar Chase could beat you in a race.
True. Yeah.
Oh.
I admit when I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong. I can beat Garfield.
If you guys are watching on YouTube, Parker's wearing a Rams shirt, Luke's wearing a Bengals shirt. Foreshadowing
I bet you can't
to
guess
another
why.
video that we just filmed outside in the cold and got honked at multiple times because we had our cars as spotlights. Yes.
Yes.
That happened. I don't know when that video is coming out, but Keep an eye out
Tomorrow.
for it. Whoa, no.
But if it comes out
I
on
cannot-
Tuesday,
I
then
cannot
that
edit it
technically
that
means
quickly.
tomorrow.
Yeah, I know, but I cannot edit it that quickly.
Okay. Never mind.
Still,
Not tomorrow.
maybe Thursday or Friday. We got to figure out when the most high traffic time is to post it because we'll probably promote it and whatnot. It's gonna be a fun video.
You know,
but
around 5 o'clock, that's usually rush hour, so that's pretty traffic.
5 o'clock on a Friday.
Let's talk about like traffic.
I know.
Sure.
5 o'clock on a Friday.
Sure,
Is better than
why
on a
not?
Thursday.
Yeah.
One more thing to talk about, just so that this episode is hopefully under an hour or at least pretty close, because we had a second take with Gunnar and Jaylen. Ben Simmons obviously has been trying to be traded from Philly all year. Trade deadline is a week away.
Yep.
And suddenly James Harden has become available, and the Nets are open to trading him. Parker, I'll go to you first, just because, no offense, Luke, Parker does know a bit more about basketball than you.
That's fair.
Would you rather trade for James Harden now and like basically just go for the championship this year? Embiid's having a great season, go all in on this year, or wait till he hits free agency, or until you can maybe trade for Bradley Beal a little bit later, or get Bradley Beal as a free agent, and like basically kind of give up on this year and essentially waste this amazing season from Embiid, but get a better player with the safer locked up contract than a rental for 4 months.
Yeah. So I think the better player is Harden. It's just his contract. You know, you have to look at it as, like you said, a rental.
$47.4 million rental.
Yeah.
Which is a
So it's a
lot.
very expensive rental.
Like
But
my yacht.
I would go for James Harden. The thing is, I don't know if they can even get James Harden.
They could get him in a trade.
Yeah, but I don't think
Do
anybody
you
wants
wait and
Ben
get him in
Simmons.
free agency?
Yeah. So I would say, yeah, you would probably want to wait because the odds that you can beat teams like the Bucks and the Suns and the Warriors,
Mhm.
you're gonna need to, like, the Sixers have got to be, if they're going all in, they got to try and win the championship, right?
Mhm.
And there's all these other teams, and the odds are they're still gonna be like, they'll be closer to the favorites, but they might not even be the favorites still. And James Harden, it's shown and proven that it takes him a little bit to get going in the system, in order for like the whole team to work. And he's been declining this year based on the new rules and everything. It's affected him the most.
Mhm.
So I would say you would probably want to like hold off and probably not spend that much money. And it still might not be wasted because you could still go and get a good like couple pieces around like Joel Embiid and still make a deep playoff run. I just feel like James Harden is a tough piece to add, especially for that much money.
Because the league is very open this year. This year is one of the few years where there's not a clear favorite. Like the top of the West
Like
is
a
very
super team.
strong.
Yeah.
The East is all right, but yeah, there's not like one team that everybody's going after.
Mhm.
I would probably rather take Beal, one, because then you don't send Simmons to the Nets,
True.
because that would be a problem. I'd rather Simmons be on the Wizards
Well,
than the
but
Nets.
Simmons is very bad.
and Beal
Owen.
is younger.
You have to remember,
No, okay, you think he's the worst player ever. He's not that bad.
he's almost the worst player ever. Like, there might only be one or two players worse. But
Like
he's,
Luke Paglia.
That's not.
Luke might be worse than Ben
Eh.
Simmons.
Yeah.
But it's questionable. Like, Ben Simmons is
Okay.
so bad.
You think
At
he's
least
ter-
Luke shoots. Like,
He was-
even though he misses, at least he shoots.
At least he tries.
Yes.
That should be a video we do. Can Luke shoot at a higher percentage than Ben Simmons?
Probably.
You think he could?
Yes.
Maybe. At least free throws.
Our teacher can.
Free throws he probably could. Yeah.
So
That would be an interesting thing. We're just coming up with all sorts of video ideas. Luke's now searching Ben Simmons' free throw percentage. It was like 40%, right? It was
well,
bad.
for that one series, it was like 34%.
It was really bad.
56 in his career.
That says 59.
That's
But up here it says
That's field goal.
that's field goal percentage.
we're 59. Here it is. Sorry, I was looking down.
60% in his career. In the playoffs, it's probably like 50. Do you think Luke could shoot 50% on free throws?
No. I don't.
I want to test it out to
We
see how
played
close he
pickleball
can
in
get.
gym.
That's not basketball, but were you good
Different.
at it?
No. Actually, I wasn't bad.
Different.
I wasn't bad at it. Miguel was pretty good at it.
Miguel,
Really?
Miguel is
You think?
Wait, Miguel didn't he have the scoreboard?
Scoreboard with the air.
Yeah.
Did they take that down, or is the arrow?
Yeah,
still
no, the
there?
arrow's
The
down.
arrow's
The arrow's
gone?
down, yeah.
Good for them. Good for you. Whoever got stuck with the job of climbing up there and then taking it down.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's about it.
Episode 135.
Adios, muchachos.